morning to our listeners and viewers of the Real Stuff podcast. Today is Wednesday, and on a Wednesday, we have a featured guest. And today's featured guest is Mr. Christopher Creary. And he's here to talk to us about 150 years of the Hope Botanical Gardens. And with us here is also Flavius, co-host. And just a reminder to let you know that Mr. Creary, Christopher Creary, is also known as the young professor.
With the knowledge.
Yeah, so back to you, Flavius.
Yeah, Mr. Creary is a very big topic this morning. Very close to a lot of people's hearts. I myself have been going there for a very, very long time.
Okay.
There.
Yes, so Mr. Creary, let's kick it off by reminding our listeners and viewers who is Mr. Christopher Creary. You know.
Oh wow, I am just okay. All right. Well, actually, I was born in St. Andrew at the University of the West Indies Hospital. And
Okay.
from very early, at the age of 2, my mom sent me to live in Mocho in Clarendon with my grandmother, my aunts, and my cousins. And so I spent there until I was about 9, in Mocho, I learned a lot about plants and going to bush and, all sorts of climbing of trees and the regular country boy stuff.
Yeah,
You
man.
go a tank, go catch water and put banana leaf inside it so water don't wet you up while going home. A lot of the country stuff, ride donkey and all of them things. So when I came to Kingston, I eventually ended up at Kingston College, and from there, in third form is where my interest came into history. In third form,
Could you
there
repeat
was
that,
a book,
please? You ended up where?
Kingston College.
Oh boy. Courtney, you heard
Wow.
that?
Yeah, I hear
A
that.
lot of forties around the place.
Yeah, we are here forever. And
Yeah,
our blood
man.
is purple.
Yes. I am one of those two, probably a vintage older than yours.
Yeah, I met school in 1980.
Okay, yeah, that you see, you are 10 years after me. I left in 69.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, you see? Okay, so I in third form is where my interest peaked in history. Because at home during the time when I came back to Kingston and lived with my mom, she had a encyclopedia set. You know that
Yeah.
Britannica encyclopedia set? So
Yeah.
that is where I started to read and finding out a lot of stuff and start even to ask questions. And that is what pushed me towards history. And in third form, there was a book written by Geoffrey Chaucer. And
Charles,
no, Geoffrey
yes,
Williams.
yes. Okay.
The, 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 the book is called World History Part 2. Now, in World History Book Part 2, you have about the Mayans, the Incas, the Aztecs. You have about the Reformation and the Counter-Reformation. You have about the Chinese, the Japanese, and Chinese, Japanese, and the Indians. This is what was in that book.
Okay.
And that now is where I started to do a lot of research. And on holidays, I would make up with friends and up the Blue Mountain Peak and go other places. But I eventually ended up by 1980, 81, 82 going about these places all by myself. And I developed a passion for going to different historical sites and so on. And I remember in 1982, I went to their compound town celebration. I actually spent almost 2 weeks there,
Okay.
right? And from then I want to know more about this country, this place that I call home, right? So
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, man.
I eventually ended up giving in 2018. Fast forward into 2018, I did a tour with a Chinese Ambassador Tianchi, and at the end of that tour, I was invited to go to China.
Wow. So you've been to China?
Yes, I've been there.
I have
It's
been to
awesome.
China and back. Wow, wonderful, wonderful.
Yes.
Your early
So,
life sound a lot like mine, you know?
okay,
Hiking and
cool.
all these things. Yeah, I was a cadet at KC also, and I did a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
yes, yes.
I did a lot of stuff. Similar to yours, you know, going to all these places, especially in the Blue Mountains, Newcastle, all
In
these
the Blue
places.
Mountains, right? Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff up there.
hmm I want to ask you, how many gardens we have officially?
In Jamaica here now.
Yeah.
Okay, we are supposed to have at least 5.
hmm
Now, functioning gardens, as in garden, the green space that we really have, we have Castleton,
Yes.
but in St. Thomas is not much, but it is there.
Yeah.
And we have Kingston Garden, the one downtown Kingston, in the middle of Kingston, that is now the St. William Grand Park.
hmm
And we have Emancipation Park.
Okay, they
And we
regard
have,
that as a garden too? Okay.
yes, because yes, and it falls under the Ministry of Agriculture,
hmm
Gardens and Plantation.
Yeah. But
That's where it
you
falls.
still haven't named my favorite one though.
No, we leave it for last because it was the last one that was created.
Which one is that?
Hope Garden.
No man. There's another one. There's another one. My favorite one.
Castleton?
No man. Syncona Gardens.
Oh no, I didn't name Syncona Gardens because it's not. Syncona Gardens is 5,200 feet above sea level.
I've been
And
there.
for you,
Been there. Been
huh?
there. I've been there.
Yeah, and it's quite a distance up in the hills. As a matter of fact, it's a garden that is kept for propagation purpose.
hmm
So they would plant things there and then take it down to the Ministry of Agriculture, and that's where they would sell the stuff.
Okay.
So I
Okay. Yeah
usually
man.
go there on a visit.
So how many of those you have visited, Courtney?
No, I didn't hear that.
How many of those have you visited? How many of those
Well,
gardens?
I've been to Castleton, I've been to Bath and Oak Gardens. Those I know well.
Yes, me too. Yes.
Yeah.
But the new ones, them now, well, not new, but like St. William's Grand, they killed that one with the concrete and Emancipation
Yeah,
Park. I've been there quite a lot.
But I don't know. In my days, too, they used to treat race course like it was one of the gardens.
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
That was when
that's
race course was race course. Hello, Mr.
Yeah.
Query?
National Heroes Park you're talking.
Yeah,
National Heroes
yeah,
Park, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It wasn't so named at that time.
No,
It was sports.
yeah, yeah, all of it was sports. At one point, horse racing,
Yeah,
you
man.
name it, even cockfight.
Yeah.
Even cockfight was done there.
I
Yeah.
didn't know
Cycle
that.
racing, remember the days of cycle racing, too.
Yeah, man. Of course, I know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cycle racing,
yeah.
everything was done there.
hmm
That was the spot for the activities. This is the entertainment stadium. That's what it was,
Yeah, man.
right?
Yeah, I don't know. They finally got it to where it's at now.
Well, because of the
Nothing
development,
happens.
what
Not.
happened is that the race course was moved from Eros Park up to um up to Knoxford Boulevard,
Yeah,
Knoxford.
New Kingston, yeah.
That's in
Not
New
so, yeah,
Kingston,
you're right.
Yeah.
and that's where the race course was. Now, all of the other activities by In the early 1960s, they built the National Stadium and the National Arena. So
Mm-hmm.
all of these activities now were moving up. They weren't going downtown anymore. And the land was named the George Fifth Memorial Park,
Yes, yes.
right? And it was not until in the 70s then when Marcus Garvey was laid to rest, his remains was laid to rest there, that it was renamed the National Heroes Park.
Yeah, but the sad thing about that, they move it to Knoxford Boulevard and they build the stadium and all that. But the people who used to occupy racecourse couldn't move with it.
No, but I tell you
So
something,
you
it's
have
the
a
same,
serious decline.
it's the same thing happened to Melrose Hill and now it's happening to Fates Pen.
Yeah.
The road moved in the middle of the mountain and the people didn't get to go with the road.
Yeah, I know. Yes, yeah. Face Pen was a very prominent place. I used to stop there every time.
Well, I have been there a couple of Sundays ago. We took a tour along the route, and out of 30 shops that are there, only 10 remaining open.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
so it's not really up and buzzing anymore. It's just
Yeah.
10 little shops that are
Yeah.
operating. Most
Mm.
of the shops are closed. You know, 20 from 30 is a lot.
Oh yes. Oh wow. That's. I mean,
Yeah,
that's debt. That's debt.
yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you, right? So based on the gardens, I wouldn't use Syncona as a garden because it's not one that is being visited by the public. And if you're
No
going to
man.
go there, it's
When I went in the 60s, and it was a garden at that time.
yeah, it would have been open as a garden, but no,
Yeah, man. And it was
deterioration
very
road.
beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen.
Okay,
In
I
fact,
can say it's the most
if in fact you go on the edge, you go on the edge of it, and you're looking down on clouds.
right.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Mm.
I think it's the most awesome place in Jamaica, and that's why I love go up there.
It
The
is. It
grass
is. It
itself
is.
feels
It
like
is.
sponge.
Yeah, man. It is. It is. It is.
When you walk on the grass, it's like you're walking on sponge.
And the different species of flowers and all that. I mean, it's just sheer beauty.
Yes, yeah, because let me tell you about Syncona. In
All right.
1873, when Hope Garden was established as a
Could I leave it for a minute, Courtney?
garden,
Slight emergency.
right?
Go ahead, Mr. Query.
I'll be back shortly.
When Hope Garden was established as a botanic garden, the garden, um, the experimental station was removed from Hope Garden to Syncona. And in 1874, the experimental station was established there and it became Hills Garden. And they developed that place right up until 1898 when the experimental station removed back to Hope Gardens. And where UTech is today would have been the old farm school and part of the plant nursery. And that's how
Okay.
Syncona came in. Now, all of the development that went on in Syncona, they still remain there and do stuff. And like I said, it's a site for experimentation. They still do experimental stuff there and they still plant plants for propagation. They propagate there and then they would take them out and the Ministry of Agriculture Plant Nursery would sell those, right? So the garden itself, the Syncona Garden would have been the fifth garden that would have been built in Jamaica. Different from Kingston Garden, Bart Garden, Caston Garden, Oak Gardens, and Syncona finally, right? But Oak Garden itself was established in 1873, a model of the Kew Gardens in London, and the Kew Gardens was well established in 1759 by Princess Augusta. She was the mother of King George III, right? And she established that garden on 9 acres of land. But in 1873, Sir John Peter Grant, he established the garden, the Hope Gardens, on the it wasn't 200 acres, but a little bit over. It is now estimated to be 230. It is not 230, but they're still saying it's 230. And somebody said I should remember 230 is just, but it's 226.6 acres of land. That's exactly what it is. The exact figure for the Hope Estate with the garden is 226 acres, 0.6 acres. Now, at the end of this month, next month, at the end of May, we will be celebrating 150 years, the big 150. That's what we will be celebrating, the big 150 of the establishment of Hope Gardens. Last week, Friday, we had a media launch at the Hope Gardens at the Pages Gardens restaurant. And we had guests, we have guests from the different embassies, such as the Chinese embassy, the British embassy, and the Indian embassy. We have, and other guests were there, and dignitaries that we have in the fold coming to help us launch our 150. Yesterday, we had a visit from the British High Commissioner, and she walked the garden, and also she was taken to the old Bougainville Harbor that was built in 1907. And we can see, we have pictures now, can show to persons of the Bougainville Harbor from 1917 and 1913. Right?
Wow.
These are the things that we have, and we are going forward with the 150. The 150 celebration. We will be doing a church service. We'll be doing the competition and a lot of little things we will be doing to bring about the 150. Also, we're planning on documenting 150 plants that are in the garden. We have so far documented 130, and also we're going forward and see other things that we can do. But we are planning to go into schools and to create medicinal gardens in the schools, with Hope Garden providing technical support and working also with the PSOJ and those other entities to see that, to get our thing done. That's what we're planning. That's part of the small planning so far.
Yeah, just one quick question though. So what is the most interesting place in the Hope Botanical Gardens according to your visitors?
Well, the most interesting place in the garden would have been it would have been the annual gardens and the Chinese garden. Persons mostly visit the annual gardens to take pictures after their wedding ceremony. They would come into the garden to take pictures at the annual gardens. And of course, they will always want to come to the Chinese garden for a tour and also to take pictures and do videos. Would you believe that? Doing videos. They would want to do videos. Yeah, they do a lot of music videos in the Chinese garden, and a lot of visitors come, and they just come for picnics. They want they want to have the experience of having a tour in the Chinese garden. So it's been a area, 11 acres of land. It was built and given to the people of Jamaica as a gift for our 50th independence anniversary. And also at that time, they would have been commemorating 40 years of diplomatic relationship between both countries. However, we should remember that the Chinese came here in an influx as indented servant in 1854.
Long time?
Yeah, they've been around a long time.
Yeah, they've been a long time.
There's some very interesting things about the Chinese and this country, and especially in our music and where it's coming from, because a lot of persons, only when I will say to them that, didn't you know that the first dub poet is a Chinese? I said, what? Yeah, Alonda Wang, Oku Nuro, he's Chinese.
Okay.
He's the first dub poet. He's the father of dub poetry. We can't take it away from it. And if I said Thomas Wang is the first man to have set up a sound system in this country, the Great Sebastian, and he did that in the early 1950s. And that sound system went on to become Metro Media, right? Dynamic sound was set up by Byron Lee.
Baron Lee, yeah.
Records is Leslie Kong.
Mm.
Channel One Records is the Kim brothers. You know, they have done their part in the development. They have done their part.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So
So
the Chinese garden now, the Chinese garden is a part of Hope Gardens officially, or is
yes, man,
separate by itself?
as a matter, if you know Hope Gardens good, then I can tell you exactly where it is.
I know it very well.
Do you know where the pond is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The pond is behind the Imperial Garden that is in Hope Gardens. That 11 acres of land where the old maze was, because we build a new maze now.
Okay. Well, I used to be in that maze quite a bit.
Well,
The
all
old
right.
maze.
That piece of that piece of land that is right across from the fun land,
Yeah.
where you had bumper car, that piece of land going to your left, going all the way down, that is now what is the Chinese garden.
Okay. Now I know. Yeah. Now I know. Yeah. Yeah.
So the pond is right there with the island in the shape of Jamaica and all of that. All of that is on that side.
Okay. I've not seen that. I even used to work up there, you know, at one point in time, about 71, at Water Resources.
Oh yeah, that's next door.
Yeah, that was part of Hope Gardens. They cut off a big piece to make government offices.
It
Yeah.
still is. It still is. It's
I know.
because
Yeah, man.
everything there is part of that Hope. They call it the Hope Estate because
Yeah.
everything is connected there,
Yeah.
and that is coming from way back.
Is the
But
restaurant still there?
The restaurant, the tea house, yes, it is still
Yeah,
there.
that's where we used to go and have lunch in the day, walk up there, you know, and
Right.
lovely ice cream. Remember those days?
No ice cream.
Hmm?
No ice cream.
No ice cream.
No ice cream. No ice cream.
Okay. Yeah, man, but we used to go up there every day at lunchtime. Every day. Yeah. But before that now we used to go into the gardens itself, you know. All around the
because
maze and everything.
over the last 50 years, over the last 150 years for the garden, I can tell you that the Jamaica Broadcasting Corporation, that's where they did their first outdoor
Hmm.
section in
Yeah.
the garden.
Yeah.
And Miss Lou used to do a ring
Ring
ding
ding.
at the
Yeah. I
garden,
know. Hmm.
right? So these are little facts about the garden. The Queen came there in 1953,
Okay.
and J.E. Clare McFarlane, the second poet laureate for Jamaica, he established the Poets Corner to the east of the garden, and it is still there. As a matter of fact, I'm a very supporter of poetry. So what I did, I made a sign and put up around there and said Poets Corner. And so poets are now coming there. I think we have about 3 or 4 different events last year.
Okay.
Getting students, getting poets like Malachi Smith. What's his name? There was another lady, Margaret Ann Lim, Marlon Thompson. We got a few poets. We got promises from Wise Word, but the time didn't allow him to get to us. And we asked Cherry Natural, but she had to do something. But we got persons. We got Professor Mervyn Morris to come along. We got we got Mr. Miller from the Institute of Jamaica to come along. So we did get a few people to come and celebrate with us last year in the time that we had re-established the Poets Corner there. Right?
But it's very ironic, Courtney.
Yeah.
You're having your Poets Corner, and we have our Poetry Corner on the show. Very big. In fact, Malachi was here last week.
Oh yeah, he's my friend.
Yes. Probably we could invite the Poets Corner to come on one week from Courtney.
because
Yeah, well,
he comes to the Poets Corner all the time. And as a matter of fact, I am now talking to um, Tommy Ricketts. You know Tommy?
yeah, man. Tom, actually, Tom is my cousin.
Oh my word. This is something else.
Yeah, all the names you called have been on our Poetry Corner. All of them, except none.
Okay.
Hmm.
So as a matter of fact, I am supposed to send him some pictures and I just find them a while ago. So I am going to send it to him
Okay.
today for him. It's some old pictures of Oak Gardens and I just found them. So I'm going to send
Could you send them to us too, please? That would be nice
the
if we
old
could have those.
photos.
Yeah, man. I mean, that is history now.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah, man.
and I tell you something. I've been documenting stuff about Oak Gardens even before I start to work there.
Okay. Wow. So
Like I said,
you had to get the job.
oh wow.
Yes.
It's so funny with me getting that job. It was somebody who saw it in a newspaper and tell me about it, and then I call and they said, "Oh, you can come and bring your resume." And when I did, they read it and then they said, "Okay, you're shortlisted for what? I think the Tuesday."
Yeah.
And when I did the Tuesday, the Friday they called me and tell me that I could start the Monday.
Yeah, but you are a shortlist of one. Yeah, because when they read your credentials, man, them say, right, I mean, this man was made for us. Mm.
Yeah, but I already knew a lot about botany and so on.
Yeah.
And even for lunch, we had Professor Errol Miller coming in, and that was nice. That was
Yes.
wonderful.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
I have
And
been to a
we
few.
had a tour of the garden.
I've been to a few of these. I've been to the one in St. Vincent, the one in Barbados, quite a few of them. St. Lucia.
The one in St. Vincent, it's the first one.
Yeah, man, it's wonderful.
The first one that was ever built.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
wonderful. Yeah,
was the second.
yeah.
And then Castleton was the third.
Third,
And
yes.
then Kingston Garden was the fourth. And then Oak Garden
Gardens,
was the
yeah,
fifth.
yeah.
And then Spring Corner was the sixth.
Well, Castleton, I mean, I live in St. Mary. I mean, we go Castleton all the while from small. Castleton is a must, you know. And then in Kingston,
but
when you're in Kingston now, schools always want to have trip to
Oak
Castleton.
Garden.
Yeah, Castleton too, yeah, Castleton. I know Castleton is in the country, so it's a different environment.
And the river runs right through.
Wonderful river, man. The Walkwater. Huge,
Water, yeah.
huge river. Huge. Powerful. Not to
And
be
it's
played
the
with.
river that gives
Hmm?
water to the dam.
Hmm?
The Walkwater River gives water to the Hermitage Dam.
Okay, I'm not sure. 'Cause it runs the other way now.
I'm telling you.
It runs the
Pardon?
other way. It runs the other way.
Yeah, but it comes down. All right, it starts atop around Maryland.
Yeah.
The water comes down. They take it down into the Hermitage Dam.
Yeah, them divide it, yeah, because, yeah, but when it leaves there, now it runs to the sea in another bay.
No, not to be right because
Yeah, it's a long river, you know, it's a long river. And it's still not the longest. It's a very long river.
No man, the longest river is Ryomino
Yeah, no, yeah, in Clarendon. Yeah.
in Clarendon, and then the longest navigated one is
The Black River. Mm.
Yeah.
I used to work on the Rio Minnow for a good while when I was at the Water Resources. We had one.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we were in charge of my little group were in charge of Clarendon. So we were
Oh.
every month we have to spend a
Okay.
week in Clarendon at the rivers. You know, the Milk River, the Rio Minnow, all of them,
Yeah.
from up to Frankfield, up to Craftshill, coming down.
Frankfield, I know. Yes, right.
Yeah, man.
Frankfield, Craftshill.
Mm.
There's. Well, I'm trying to remember somewhere up there. Mount James, James Mountain,
James Mountain, yeah. Mount
and
James is in
yeah,
St. Andrew, near Golden Spring.
yeah, Mount James is right behind me. That's why probably I keep
Yeah, man, it's
forgetting
right
to
behind you.
mention
Yes, it is.
because I'm actually in Lawrence Tavern.
Okay,
Uh,
okay, okay.
That's where I live.
That's where you live now?
Yeah.
Okay, I have ties to Lawrence Tavern. When I was born, that's where my parents were living, in Lawrence Tavern.
Oh,
My father was the
well, after
public health inspector for the area at that time.
okay.
Hmm.
Well, the church there. My I know my family was part of the construction of that. My
Okay.
uncles and my dad,
Hmm.
they were part of the construction of those churches, those two Catholic churches that are there.
Okay.
And even until my father's death, he would have never gone into another church but a Catholic
The
church.
church,
You
yes,
get
yes.
daddy dressed in the morning and he will hide, go down the road, and when you're looking for daddy, daddy is around father. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes.
what.
Hmm.
But back to Hope Gardens and
Yeah, man.
what is happening. Years, over the years, since 1873, the garden has gone through a lot of development where at one point it was housing the old farm school in the country. And
Hmm.
in 19 and that is oh in 1939, Dr. Thomas P. Leckie from Portland, Swift River in Portland,
Yeah, I know him. I know
he
the name. Yes.
he developed the cows, those two cows, the black ope and the red ope,
Hmm.
yeah.
right? Those are the two cows that would give you a lot of milk and a lot of beef. Now,
Yeah.
remnants of those animals can be found in Monique today,
Hmm.
right? Now, after the development of that happened, um, in terms of space, by 1959, the school was getting too big for its space, so and for development, so they removed the school to Twickenham Park,
Hmm.
and it became the Jamaica School of Agriculture. For
Culture.
many years, many years it was there before it became the police academy.
Academy, yeah.
Now the school,
But
once it
it
was
became the
gone,
police academy in, I mean, relatively recent times. Because
yes,
the
because
academy was in Port Royal for most of the time.
most of the time, because
Yeah.
it was not, and UTech became cast and in 1960, and the school was there for many years, over some I think about 20 years or so it was there for, or 25 years. It was there doing for the School of Agriculture,
Hmm.
and then the police academy came on, and then the UTech in 1995 became CAS became
The
UTech in
UTech, yeah.
1995.
Hmm.
And if you go over there now, there are about 7 buildings over there that is designated to be heritage sites,
Okay, yes.
right?
Hmm.
And there's 3 silos around the back of the premises to show that yes, this was a place that the development of agriculture was going on,
Hmm.
right? Because in 1904, there was a lot of testing of experimental and different herbs and different different vegetables, plants. At one point, I remember in the man said at one point they employed a fermentation scientist to
Okay.
test the sugarcane for good rum.
Okay.
Huh?
Hmm.
And, and, so, and so at that point, Jamaica had 123 distilleries distilling rum.
Yes, yes. We are the wrong
So,
people. No
yeah,
question
we are the
about
rum
that.
country.
Yeah,
When I
man.
tell
No
you
question
about
about
we
that.
are the rum country,
Oh, yes.
we are the rum country because Jerry and nephew did not own an estate. They
No.
didn't open a distillery. There were two gentlemen who bought rum, bottled it, put on their own label, and sold it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how radio came about.
Mm-hmm.
Because it started right at the corner of King Street and North Parade, where the Ward Theatre is.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
There's a bar right beside the Ward Theatre.
Yes,
It
yeah.
is now,
Know it
yes,
well.
Ray's Tavern.
I know it well. Upstairs. Yeah, I know it
That is
well.
that is where it started. That is exactly where Jerry and Nephew started.
Wow.
And it is Ray's Tavern. If you go down there now, it is called Ray's Tavern.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been there many times.
Right. So the development of Hope Gardeners contribute a lot to the development of the country. And so going forward, it has done so much in providing space for experiment. After the experiment had gone so well and the school removed, that was when the old plant nursery was removed to the other side. There is an old overseer's building on the property. Recently we found a cannon, a gun. We
Mm?
found a huge one on the
Mm-mm.
property. And we also have there's a slave hospital on the property which was turned into a church at one point, but the slave hospital is still standing with the overseer's great house,
Okay.
and it is said they were built in 1684.
Mm-hmm.
Not the slave hospital. The slave hospital was built in the 1700s, but the overseer's great house was built
Yeah.
in
Mm.
1684. And I saw
Question though.
bricks and stone.
Question though. How are the mangoes?
Oh wow, we have not much mangoes anymore because
Uh-oh.
we have to move well some mango trees got old and died, but we you can find East Indian mangoes there, you can find Julie mangoes, and you will find a
Bombay.
ton load of Bombay.
Bombay, yeah, man. You will know
Yeah,
that I
a
have
lot of
you
Bombay.
will know that I have been there.
Yes, what you say? Once you say Bombay, yeah, we have a
Mm.
lot of Bombays, right?
Yeah, man.
But if the old oak garden that you know, it's not there anymore.
Yeah. Well, I realize that. Yeah. Mm.
There's a new gate for entry,
Mm-hmm.
and the old gate is closed to the public,
Okay.
right? Also, like I said, the new Chinese garden is there. The
Mm.
fountain, the fountain is painted and looking different. There's a pavilion that was built in 2005. There's in 2018, 2016, 2018, the Rotary Club built two new gazebos, and
Mm.
in an area that is called the Peace Garden. Uh, there's a lot of little development going on, and like I
Wonderful.
said, if you know, you won't know it's the same oak garden. The only way you know is because the sign that the
Yeah.
old sign
Mm.
that says oak gardens is still plastered on the wall.
Another question. How is the look and feel of Hope Gardens? I'm after a question because when I used to go there, it's a place you could just go and relax and lose yourself. Everything just, just like
Right?
that. Does it have the same effect on people?
People still come and lose themselves. Some of them, when they to go home in the evening, they tell you no because you tell them it's 6 o'clock, and they say no, it's not 6 o'clock.
Yes.
But they still want to enjoy themselves because that's the feel with Hope Garden. You get there, and the ambience, the
Yeah, man, you
birds, the
sit down on the grass and, you just
grass. You
gone.
can sit in the blanket and lie on the grass. I
Yeah.
mean, you can get your little boombox and put it right beside you and play music and fall asleep. Nobody's going to trouble you.
That's it, yes. Well, it hasn't changed much then.
Now,
Yes.
Yeah.
family coming with them big pot of rice and
Yeah,
put
man,
it on a Sunday.
picnic. Yes.
Yeah, and they come on a Saturday with them big pot of soup, and they just really lose themselves in the garden. Big men playing football, and when
Mm-hmm.
they go home, they don't do that. Right? And they're running up and down and playing and ramping all over the place. This is where they now come back to their childhood.
Yes, yes,
Right?
it is. Yes, it is. Yes.
A lot of that is going on, and especially with the tours in the garden, a lot of people are enjoying the tours because now they're learning about Hope Gardens, about where it is coming from, what it has provided, about the 99.9% of the trees in the garden that are not native, about the
Mm.
2,150 trees that are documented. I mean, yeah, they're really learning, and they're also appreciating the space, because even though we had a drought, the grass wasn't that bad. Rain fell for 2 days and it was green again.
Yes. So how is the zoo, and do you have birds there now?
We have, all right, I can tell you that in the wild, that's out in the garden itself, there's about
Mm.
107 species of bird flying around.
Wonderful. Mm.
And
Wow.
in the zoo, we have a lot of birds in the zoo. The operators of the zoo has gone ahead to get new birds in, and they
Mm.
have done that. They also have animals. They got in two lions the other day, and they have a pony. They have some ponies, and they have
Really?
zebras, and yeah,
Mm.
they have ponies and zebras there, right? They're trying to get a giraffe. I'm not sure that he will work because he's so tall he will eat
Tall.
up
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
right? So you have to be careful with a giraffe. That fellow is very tall.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
But they're having some new animals in, and a lot of birds, and that thing that looks like a turtle, they call a tarpon.
Okay.
Turtles.
Oh, one feature of the garden was the peacocks.
Oh yeah.
They're
Yeah.
still
Well,
there?
the peacocks are not in the garden again. They are
Oh,
in confinement in the zoo.
okay.
That
That's
that's where
good.
they keep.
That's good
That's
or
where they
not
keep
good?
them. Yeah, that's where they keep them, and they walk around, and nobody troubles them.
Yeah, they used to be in the garden, and then, they're just everywhere.
Yeah, I know they used to be in the garden along with the goose, and
Yeah,
that's over by the pond and all of that. All of that has to be gone because people were taking them away.
can you imagine?
Yeah, so they had to save them. So they are
Mm,
now safe. They are safe and in the zoo.
okay, wonderful. So how long you working there now?
It's about 15 years now.
How long have you been going there?
Let me see. From there, Mocho Clarendon. Yeah, we used to come up and go zoo, go Hope Gardens, like the
Gardens,
bumper
yeah.
car. When I came to live in Kingston, I had a sister living in Papine,
Mm-hmm.
my sister, and so I used to go to her house, and straight over Hope Gardens I
Gardens,
end up.
yes.
So I've been
Mm-hmm.
being there from I was a child. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
there is a competition going on. Anyone can find a picture of themselves going in Hope Gardens from in the 60s. We would like them to participate in our
Mm.
competition.
I don't have any.
So
We were
persons
there in the
who,
sixties a lot, but I don't
so
think I
far
have
we
any
have
picture.
found
I
two
don't think I
persons.
have any picture.
So far we have found two persons, and we have found
Okay,
one in the second.
I can ask
Ah.
Found
around,
one in the second, and two. Yeah, man, it will be appreciated, man. What I can do is, I would have to send you the email address via the WhatsApp because I'm not
Yes.
near any.
Yeah, man.
I'm actually outside.
Yeah, yeah. You have something, you have like a flyer on that? I want to send it to some
Yep.
people who used to go to Hope
I
Gardens
can.
with me, and they
Oh
might
yeah,
have pictures.
okay, all right. When I get back to work on Monday
Yeah.
and on Thursday, I will I will Well, okay. I'll look up some stuff and I'll send it to you.
Oh, wonderful. Great, great, great.
I'll send it
Uh,
to you.
yeah, but a quick
Right.
question, Mr. Query. Which of your tours you find, most, or you get most satisfaction from?
Pardon?
Now, which of your tours that you get the most satisfaction out of? Like, or you find the most satisfying?
For me or for my guests? I can
For you,
For you.
for
Okay.
you, yeah, related to your guests and all of that.
My most satisfying tour is to take people to Charlestown in Portland, because the tour starts in halfway tree, and I'm able to talk about halfway tree, Penn, Camperdown, Grand Spen, Mirror Brown, Skarna, Constant Spring, Golden Spring, Stony Hill,
Okay,
Terrestrial, because
that's
there's
that side, yeah, that side. Okay.
yeah, and I would go through, and I'm able to see trees that I can point out and say that tree so on, and along that route we can stop at Castleton,
Mm-hmm.
and I can spend 10 or 15 minutes there with them, taking them on both sides of the garden, because something that I do all the time. Um, and then we can go down into Broadgate. We can stop and look at the Apid Hill, and then now go out into there's so many features, because we can go out into grazing, where they have the Jamaica producers now have planted out the entire area with pine, so the
Yeah,
bananas is not on that side
bananas
anymore.
has
But
gone. Mm.
yeah, the banana has taken a leaf, and they're trying to plant a coconut out there. I don't know why they
Mm.
kill them in the first place. But anyhow, when we turn and going into another bay, there is a cemetery which is very interesting. It has planes, football, bike, car on top of the tombs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
It's really decorated.
Oh yeah.
They one, yeah, I tell you, it's really something else to see the creativity of our people,
Mm.
right? And from there, once I reach into Anata Bay and going towards Buff Bay, there's a little place that is called St. George. Now, I will always say, in the olden days, Jamaica had 22 parishes, and one of the
Yep.
parishes was George, and Buff Bay was its capital.
Yep.
And then we dive right up into the Maroon town. At the Maroon village, we enjoy their cooked food, natural food,
The
eat from
Asafuyard.
yard, eat from calabash, drink from calabash, and of course we have the Buff Bay River, just not even a stone throw away to
Running
go and eat.
alongside. Oh yeah. Mm.
So that is my most satisfying tour.
That's
Even
now.
though I like the one that goes to Arakabesa to visit
The
the last battle site.
the Taino.
It,
Taino. Mm.
yeah, it's not as to me. It is exciting, yes, and it has a lot of history, because it's the old road. Because what I do, it starts in halfway through, down Angle Park Road, down Spanish Town Road, ferry into Spanish Town, turn beside the prison, go into the old Emancipation Square. From there, straight into Bagwalk, into Linstead, up into Mount Rasa, down into Fates Pen, and then we go down into Fern Gully, and that takes us into Ochi, from Ochi to Rakabesa,
Yeah.
where we
Okay.
have on the back side.
Yeah, man.
And
You're putting together some great tours, man.
yeah, that tour is called Inside Jamaica. The one
Yeah.
before is called the Water Tour.
Okay.
The water,
Yeah.
yeah, the Water Tour. Because I talk a lot about water on that
Hmm.
tour.
Well,
And when we end the tour, we
the
end it at the
Wagwa
river.
that takes you along that most of that tour.
Right, most of that tour is the Wagwater River.
Yeah, and then the Buff
And
Bay
at the end
River.
of the tour, we have another river. So I
Yeah.
call it the Water Tour.
Hmm.
But I have a cultural tour, which is the one in Kingston, and I have a religious tour where I take people to different religious institutions, the Muslim mosque, the Hindus, the Seventh-day Adventist, the oldest Seventh-day Adventist church, the Holy Trinity Cathedral, the Jewish synagogue, right? And sometimes if we get the chance, we can go to one or the Ethiopian Orthodox Church
Yeah.
just for people to know about Rasta. Yeah. So that I've already put together. We have done it several times with students, you know. So these are the tours that I do.
Powerful, man.
Several-
That's powerful, yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Well, just a question though, about, since you're talking about the Jewish synagogue and all of that, is this Jewish cemetery still there on Orange Street in front of the Yard Park fire station?
It definitely is, because that's where the burial takes place when they have anyone what dies.
Yeah. And they bury them
Okay.
immediately. They don't wait.
No, because I remember back in the 80s that they wanted to remove it and to cover it over and all of that.
Yeah,
We
but,
always want to remove things, take down things.
yeah, it is still there. It is still there.
Okay.
It's amazing how many things, everything we want to destroy, take down, big trees, this, that, you know.
As you said, that, you know, there was a church right at the corner of Lady Musgrave Road and Old Hope Road. The church was named Bavin Church, a little white board church. You know that they tore the church, sell the property, and it is now a car park.
Can you imagine?
It's an historical site in the man.
Yeah. Them people don't have no idea about these things.
I think that's where unity used to be, right? I think a metaphysical people, like a metaphysical church, that are they practice metaphysics.
Not there. That one is still standing where it is.
Okay.
This one is further down the road at the stoplight.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other stoplight. It is down the road at the other stoplight. That is where you pass down the avenue. That road, Lady Musgrave Road, that goes up to halfway to Trafalgar Road.
Yeah.
That's the bottom of that road. There was a nice, beautiful white church there.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yes, and it's board, and they tore it down, sold the property, tore it down, and the developers, they tore it down and they turned it into a car park. And it is like there was an old building right in the middle of Ligani where there was an old dry cleaning place. You know, they tore down that entire thing and it was a concrete building there sitting down.
Yeah. So them stay. Do you know where the conversation? Do you know where the conversation is now about Lady Musgrave Road as relates to the name?
It is said that it's not only Lady Musgrave Road, but they're contemplating changing several roads and giving them names, such as Studio One Boulevard, which was Brentford Road.
Yeah.
And it is now Studio One Boulevard. There is one that road I don't remember the name just now, but it's now Courtney Walsh Boulevard. That one that runs in halfway tree.
Yeah, man, I know that one. Yeah, man, yeah. Come on to Eastburn Road, yeah.
Eastwood Park Road, right?
Eastwood Park Road, yeah. Dermore Road, yeah.
It's Courtney Walsh Boulevard. Tower Street is now named Dr. Akimbar Drive in honor of the first Indian low caste who became a finance minister in Prime Minister Nehru's government.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they are changing the names of the road. They are changing them, and I think they should, because downtown Kingston is filled with English soldiers and high officials and governors.
Oh yes.
Filled. Law Street, Barry Street.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Earwood Street.
Not to mention King Street. King Street is in most towns in Jamaica.
King Street is in honor of King Charles. The man them even have Laws Street, which is in honor of this lawyer by the name of Nicholas Laws, who
Yeah.
became Jamaica's 11th English governor.
Yeah.
And he was the one that ended up owning the Templar estate,
Yeah. Yeah.
2,000 acres of land.
Mm-hmm.
William Beeston was the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, 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 this man Captain Benbow Street in downtown.
Mm-hmm.
All of these Dumfries Road, Mr. Dumfries, all of them, because if you should check it and look at the different areas in Kingston, every single area that was owned by one of these men were pens, were either a pig pen, a goat
Yeah.
pen, or a
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and the name still stuck. The name still stuck to the area.
And they drop off the pen. They drop off the pen.
Because Apple Tree pen owned by the Atkin family for 130 years.
Yeah.
And the pen is when what's his name, George Stabell bought the place. They didn't even sell him the 100-acre land. They sell him 99.
Mm-hmm.
And he became Custos of St. Andrew, and his white friend was Louis Verley and Daniel Finzi. Daniel Finzi had about 23 rum distillery.
Mm-hmm.
So and they are the same one who helped to Colonel Charles Ward and his uncle Jonathan Ray to set up the Ray and Nephew.
Yeah.
Charles Ward was the Custos of Kingston, and George Stabell was the Custos of St. Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I tell you, these men are something else, right?
Well, you can say that again.
Right? Every part down there is as a name linked. Temple Lane is Peter Temple.
Yeah.
Right? All of these names is linked to an English governor or some.
Yeah, but it's not Kingston alone, you know, it's all over Jamaica. Everywhere you go. Yeah, everywhere you go.
Because even Metcalf Street off Maxwell Avenue is in honor of Governor Metcalf, whose statue was in the middle of King Street.
Yeah.
Right? And
but Metcalf was also a parish, you know.
Yeah, it was a parish in the 23.
Yeah,
it was in between St.
and St. George's, yeah, right. In fact, in order to be the Metcalf market is still standing with the original name, right. Still there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Just as you come through Metcalf now, you know, and I go in a Buff Bay, there's a place that they call St. George, you know.
I know.
There's
yeah. Yeah.
And so all of these are remaining. All the names are down there. All old English.
But look at Portland, our beautiful parish. In fact, I was in Portland when his grandson came to Jamaica.
Okay.
Our great grandson.
Right.
Yeah. Them just put them name on everything.
Yeah, man. And the thing about it, you know, I was reading and I found a poster. I was doing a research on Errol Flynn.
Okay.
Because he's one of them that bought land in
Portland. Yeah, man.
Right? And that piece of land, he bought lands in also St. Mary. And there were two other men that did it. Noel Coward, the playwright.
Yep.
And Ian Fleming.
Yeah.
Right? And only to find out that Errol Flynn, there was a poster that was put out in the early days when the Titchfield Hotel was being operated, and it says the Errol Flynn Titchfield Hotel.
Yeah. Yeah, but and he owned the Navy Island too. Yeah, I think
yes,
he owned.
I was really surprised to find that.
And then Noel Coward and Ian Fleming, they They have Firefox overlooking Port Maria.
Yeah, the Firefly.
Yeah,
Firefly.
Firefly, yeah. Overlooking
Yeah, I've been
Port
there a
Maria.
couple of times.
Mm.
Yeah, they're right over into Port Maria looking.
Yeah, right
One,
over the bay. Yeah, man.
did you know that the Firefly Estate, the old stone house that is there, is actually was built by Henry Morgan the pirate?
Mm. Yeah, I think I heard. Yeah, I think I heard that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was the one who commissioned that building,
Building.
and
Yeah,
it was his lookout point.
yeah. Oh, yeah. And it was a very prominent lookout point. 'Cause you can
Yeah,
see
because you
everything.
could see everything,
Yeah,
right?
man.
And so that area from there, with what I do with tours, I leave tours on I do a tour on the south coast, but that one takes you right into the Black River, because
Mm.
it will go Mile Gully and go Duppy Church, stop at Appleton, then we go down to the Black River, and if we have time coming back, we might just pop up by at a compound town and then come back around and come in.
So when you go Black River, you give them the Black River tour?
Yeah, man, we go on the Black River Safari, man.
Okay. With the
We
crocodiles laughing at you. I have been
Yeah.
on it, but I mean, I don't, I don't know if I want to do that again.
Yeah, it's quite safe with the guys that are doing it, because
No, man, it's very safe. In fact, Charlie, Charlie is a celebrated crocodile, and the
right.
guy actually opened the door of the boat and bring him in.
Yeah, because you see, once him feed him
Yeah, man.
and him belly full, him not have no trouble nobody.
Yeah.
Right? Once him feed him good.
Hmm. But people are very brave, boy, to even think about that.
Well,
Because not, I mean, there's no question about them being trained or team or whatever. I mean, these are just wild
these are
in the wild, you know.
yes, they're in the wild,
Yeah,
but they will snap at you.
yeah, they will. Yes.
Yeah, but I guess over the years they have been, because they grew up with them, and they
It's
didn't know
how
how
they treat them because they say they have some fishers who come through and when them see them beat them, and when them
Right.
see them just disappear.
Right,
Mm.
right. They dare not do that to an elephant, though.
Remembers?
He will never ever forget that,
Yeah.
right? But like I said, my favorite, well, my tour is the one that goes from Halfway Tree to Portland. I love that
Yes.
one.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
There's
But
so much to say
the
on
way you
that one.
describe it, man, is very nice because I know that route very well. I mean, I've been traveling that route from I was a
Yeah.
baby.
Okay, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. It has something. It's really, and the road is good. It's
Yeah,
not
man.
like
Yeah,
a
man.
bad,
Yeah,
bad, bad,
yeah.
bad road. The road is good. But we have a mountain tour, but we
Okay.
don't really do the mountain tour because the that sedimentary rocks, the shale rocks that is part of the Blue Mountain Range.
Yeah.
They slip. They have the water gets between them and they slip. So there's a lot of landslide up in the hill where we should drive.
Yeah.
And so
Mm.
we opt not to go up there
Mm.
because we have to cross over a very dangerous section of the road. So we don't go
Okay.
there.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Safety first. Yes.
Yeah. And traveling with 22 people is,
Yeah.
you
Oh
know,
yeah. Yeah. Mm.
take out life insurance policy for everybody, right?
Yes.
And I wouldn't have a tour going. But there were a couple of tours that are really educational. I stopped the one in St. Thomas because the road is being fixed. So we
Yeah.
were there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hopefully they'll finish it sometime soon
Yeah, they should done finish
because that will
sometime.
give you a very good tour too.
Yeah,
A
man.
lot
Once
of
you get,
history. The sugar,
you can
Duckins
pass it on,
Field, all these places. Mm.
right? I would talk about Jackman song because Three Finger Jack, because a lot of people don't know anything about Three Finger Jack.
Mm-hmm.
They only hear the name,
Yeah.
right? And they don't know even the reason why he had three fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Three Finger Jack, it was a rebel, real name Jackman song.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There was a monument, and I keep seeing these things. There was a monument of him put up right out where they caught him. And since lately it has been removed.
Okay.
Right. They had one on the rainforest building down Slipe Road about Marcus Garvey. They took it away, and I've been calling, asking. Eventually, my friend told me that it was back up on the building again, and I'm really, really glad for that because that sign is telling us that this is where Marcus Garvey had the Edelweiss Park during the time when he was here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's where a lot of artists, writers, poets, playwrights, they developed that skill right there at the Edelweiss Park. And so I'm very glad that the sign is back up on the building.
But there was one time that at a hardware place that had owned the building, right? Or was operating at that building.
The hardware place was operating. The hardware place was operating at the building, but they're now next door.
Okay.
Yeah, they're now next door. I don't remember the name of the hardware, but they're now next door. They're not operating the building anymore.
Okay.
Carib's Hardware.
Oh, Carib,
Carib's
okay.
Hardware.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Carib's Hardware. That's the name of the building. That's the name of the hardware. But the building is there and it's being occupied by the rainforest people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they are preserving that as a national heritage now.
Yeah, they have put up back the sign, but yes, because it's in Mr. Garvey's old Edelweiss Park, and I think it should because they should. Mr. Garvey is the first national hero.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Garvey is the only national hero to have gone on to 5 different currencies because in terms of the paper 50 cent. There was a 50-cent coin. There was a 25-cent coin. There was another 25-cent coin, and now he's on a $20.
Okay.
So that's 5.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, and he's our national hero and only international hero.
Hero, yes, that too, yes.
Yes, Mr. Garvey, yes. Mr. Garvey is the only international hero and our national
hero, yeah.
Because he was able to gather at least 11 million people during the time he was there as president of the UNIA.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we thank you very much, Mr. Creary. And definitely you'll have to come back, so we can talk about other stuff.
Sure, anytime.
About your tours.
Because they had promised to talk to us about the music, about a music tour and where the music is coming from and all of that.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one.
No, we have to come back for that one. That one is going to be fully packed with energy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I can imagine. Yes, that sound like a two part at least. Yeah.
You know something? I was recently featured in the International Wanderlust Club magazine.
Wow.
And
send us something on that. Yeah, that is wonderful. Send us something on that. Yeah, man.
The Wanderlust they deal with tours, and they said it's like unsung heroes, people who really talk about. And part of the feature in it, the lady said when she got the music tour, I gave her a tour and I was telling her stories about Bunny Wailer and other um, artists that is very intriguing because there's some things about I used to live on the same road with Bunny.
Okay.
I used to live on the same road with Ernest Smith.
Mm.
While I was going to Kingston College, I would pass by Pablo Moses' house almost every day.
Yes.
Jacob Miller was living down the road from us.
Mm. Yes.
So I have things can say and where the music I used to go down and I was singing and used to play up in the hills up in a Warwick Isle. We used to go down as youth and we listen music and bounce out of the hill.
Yeah,
Them
man.
things, right? There's a lot of stuff we can talk about when it comes out to our music. And like I said before, I didn't even know that this was what with Oku and Thomas Wang and the sound system and what went on downtown and how comes Prince Buster get to name part of Orange Street, Beach Street, all
Mm.
will be coming up with the music. All
Yeah,
will be
man.
coming.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, so we thank you very much, Mr. Creary, for being with us and giving us this history and insight into, the Hope Botanical Gardens and other gardens. And we really knowing that, we'll set up a date for the show about the music. So
Definitely.
yes,
Definitely. Yes. Yes.
yeah, well, just tell the people because I know that you're on Facebook, and I'm not sure if you're on Instagram or something, but you just give the people something about that they can check out your stories, check out what some of these things.
okay. I am on Facebook, Alexander Creary. It's not Chris, and there is a Christopher Creary, but it's me. But it's Alexander Creary that I use most. But the
Okay.
Instagram is Christopher Creary.
Oh, you're alternating.
Yeah,
Mm.
because at one point I couldn't find my Facebook page, I didn't know how to get it back. So I
Yeah.
created this new one, and then when I check it out, I was able to get back that. So I got it on Facebook Lite, and I used the other one. But
Yeah.
Christopher Perry on both and I'm on YouTube, but I'm only posting like 30 seconds and 1 minute
Yeah.
reels
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Mm.
Just about me going anywhere, seeing something, and I would say, "Oh, this is bamboo. Bamboo is so and so and so and so," and then I post that. That's how I do
Okay.
it.
Okay. Wonderful.
Give a little history every now and again
Yeah.
on YouTube. I have a couple of videos I'm going to post in another week or so for YouTube.
Okay. Wonderful.
All right. And there's one about the large. I've done it already, but there's a palm tree in Hope Garden that blooms the largest flower in the world.
Wow.
Wow.
Mm.
I might send you a picture of that. Well, I'm going to send you a picture of that
Yeah,
on
man.
WhatsApp.
Definitely. Yes. Yes.
Right? So that's where I am. And if you go to the Chinese garden, you will see a lot of pictures that I've posted there also.
Okay. Wonderful.
I'm posting stuff all over,
Yes.
And I will definitely send you those stuff as soon as I get some time, I'll send
Yeah,
it.
man. Yeah. No problem. Yeah, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you very much.
thanks very much for having me.
You're always very welcome, sir.
You're always welcome here, man. This is your podcast as well as ours. So,
Yes.
that's what we're about.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Courtney.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I heard a sound.
You
That's
take
why.
they take off the recording?
No. Can't stop it now.
You lead us to full You belong far away away. Ajugwala lebobu seru. Lida mua, lida sungpula. Lida mua, lida sungpula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me do what set me if it could flee. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi take away